not super familiar with it, this is poison oak. For those of you not super familiar with it, this is poison oak. You can tell by its unique pattern of 3 leaves, as well as the upper portion of the leaves having a glossy texture. Furthermore, you can see it also has some of the leaves a reddish tinge. Now, at all costs, I would avoid contact with this plant. It can cause severe rashes and itching, which are no bueno.
Close it up, close it up, close it up. Now this is something the other tour guides won't tell you.
Poison ivy, oak, and sumac. These are all part of the genus Toxicodendron. And the takeaway from that is that they're similar in nature in terms of the reaction that you're going to get. The difference is really the severity.
Hey, you know another thing about Harriet I love?
Leaf design can vary between the different plants. There's a substance called urushiol. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's a clear liquid part of the plant's sap that helps the plant to retain water.
I was not aware of that.
Symptoms are going to fall in 2 broad categories. So first, rash. It causes delayed immune reaction. So that's why you don't see the symptoms right away. It can cause redness, swelling. You can see little papules or bumps that form, as well as blisters and vesicles that we're all familiar with. One thing of note here is that 15 to 30% of the population actually does not demonstrate reactivity to this substance. But the other type of reaction that you can get is respiratory in nature. And this can prove to be much more severe. This is going to come about through an inhalation of the smoke from the burned plant. And this can actually prove fatal, as it can cause fluid to accumulate in the lungs and essentially drown you. Treatment for the more typical exposures, it's just really going to be a matter of soap and water. Friction, they recommend like using a washcloth because that can help to remove it from the skin. And then over-the-counter medication, Benadryl, calamine lotion, and topical, over-the-counter hydrocortisone cream. If those things aren't working, that's when it's time to seek medical care. So it could be the case that you just need some oral steroids and oral medication. It could be that there is something else going on. Perhaps you have a bacterial skin infection that requires some antibiotics. And then lastly, if you're having any breathing difficulty, that would be another indication to seek medical care or evaluation to make sure there's not something more significant that needs to be done.
Leaves of 3, leave it be. If you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more The Last Boy Scout Survival in Bushcraft.